Ladies and gentlemen.
We're live. We're live, y'all.
We're live. Oh, I sound like you wanted to cry when you said that just now.
So tired. I promise I'm having a good time. I swear I am. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy.
I mean, I'd be prison here, but I'm happy here.
Bullshit baddies, chill with Ari and Lee up in the house tonight. Best believe they gon' change your life. Bullshit baddies, those bullshit baddies, bullshit baddies, bullshit baddies, bullshit baddies. Best believe they gon' change your life.
All right. So today, the episode.
The epi.
What's it called?
We are talking about compatibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
Compatibility.
But not just one kind, y'all.
There's like 7.
I bet y'all thought it was just one kind. And the answer is no. There's a lot. And it was too many for us to kind of remember. First of all, before we even get started, we tired. So let's go ahead on and get that on there, you know. And I don't think our energy's low, but I feel like I'm feeling the effects of
a binge weekend.
Yeah. So we celebrated. What did we do? We went somewhere Friday.
What did we do Friday?
Yeah. That's why we so damn tired. We went to the game.
Oh, we went to the game.
And then after the game, we went to a hookah bar, but we didn't get to the hookah bar until like damn near 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because who we think we are. We think we 22
college kids. Yeah.
Again, but
college
we not.
Kids. No.
So went to a hookah bar. It was so much fun. Don't worry, guys. We had a DD.
Mm-hmm.
It was my sister. And shout out Easy. But yeah, so we did that and we didn't get home. I don't know what time we got home.
But then we had to wake up and do a photo shoot.
We had to do a photo shoot in the in the morning at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
And I know
an
it
hour
doesn't
away.
seem like that much, but listen, we older, so people be tired. Okay, I don't bounce back like I used to.
Yeah, and then we didn't go out that night. But we're here today. So yeah,
so we're a little bit tired, but we had some fun. It was worth it. So now we rocking with it.
Go ahead, kick it off.
So we're talking about compatibility today, guys. So there's more than one kind, and I'm gonna read them to you. Let us know before I even read them to you. Let us know in the comments if you know like the different types of compatibility. Okay. But anyway, there's physical, sexual, emotional, romantic, and intellectual. You know what I mean? You gotta keep them thinking. You gotta keep them on their toes. You know what I mean? You gotta let them know which way to move. You know what I mean? They don't be knowing all the time.
So which one would you like to start with? Which one would you like to?
We gotta be starting with physical.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we're starting with physical. So when you think physical compatibility, I'm about to scream.
You already know. You already know.
When you think physical compatibility for you and like a partner, what's like the thing that comes to mind for you?
So like,
get ready, y'all. Y'all.
So like as we all know, I'm 5'9", and so my type of individual that's physically compatible to me is like 6'3" and above, 250 plus. Like, I don't even think that's that bad.
It's given like
big nigga. Okay.
I don't even know the football positions, but it's given defensive end. Is that one of them? It's
big boy. Okay.
It's given take you down heavyweight champion of the world.
I'm saying, you asked me.
I did. It's so funny.
I know, because it's obnoxious. Like there's just that many 6'3" plus.
Because I think it's so funny because like the average guy is like 5'10". I'm pretty sure that's the stat. So I'm pretty sure the stat for at least US.
No, I believe you.
The average guy is like 5'10", 180.
Oh.
So
Not
with
it being me.
right, so with that
Not
in mind,
me being the average male.
well, yes, sir. What? Oh, it's fine. Shut the fuck up.
Prof Easy said it's 5'7".
5'7"? 5'7" what? What's the weight? Come on, fact check. it's giving the news.
What?
Fact check you on air.
5'7".
5'7"?
So according to the CDC,
Not CDC.
the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, the average height for men is approximately 5 feet 9
No way.
inches tall.
5'9".
while the average weight is 197 pounds
Oh, gotcha.
in the U.S.
Shut the fuck up.
That's
That's
literally
crazy.
me.
So,
I am the average male.
yes, sir.
Exactly.
Sir.
Yes, exactly.
Damn. Okay, so that's why it makes me laugh because I the stat and then like,
How small you are.
what do you mean? Didn't we just have this conversation?
Okay, so
Fucking
not doing this with
last
you.
episode. So okay, wait. So can this be overlooked for you?
Yeah, most of the time it is, unfortunately.
Because nigga ain't average. Yeah, I mean he ain't average. He's not. You're not.
But here's the thing: I'm not the average height for a woman. So, like, why
Fair.
should I require the average if I am the average
I am
man?
above average.
Ain't nobody talking about
I am
you.
a man. I'm talking about you. I know. I'm talking
seriously,
about you.
I am an average male. So
Yeah.
why would I not?
That's fair. 5'7" though. 5'9", 5'7". What did he say?
5'9".
5'9". Gotcha.
Not you pulling up another stat.
Actually, instead of 5'7", it's 5'9" inches
Okay, it's
tall.
5'9".
But the average weight is 197 pounds.
5'9", 197.
Okay.
So
I'm average.
Is that big to you?
not really. I know, right? I feel like because I have I have a warped sense of how tall people are. So I never know the things. I don't know how tall people are, how much they weigh. I don't know how old they are.
Yeah, age is a hard one.
So I just feel like I look at somebody and I'll be like, "You're obviously 6'2". And they'll be like, "I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's like none of it matters. I mean, I used to have a guy friend who was like legit my height, maybe like an inch taller than me.
Yeah.
And so then I knew. I'm like, oh, okay, like he's shorter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like even then, in like the context of just me and him, I can recognize he's shorter, but I couldn't be like, yeah, nigga, you 5'4". You know what I mean? I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
So,
because you are.
Instaways.
Have you ever slept with a partner that you found unattractive? A couple centuries back.
Let me think. Okay. Physically, yes. I've slept with someone who I found physically unattractive. I'm trying to think.
Was there something not into the other characteristics, but was there something about them physically that you did find attractive?
That's what I'm trying to think about, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
because it couldn't have been like the whole thing. It had to be something.
Maybe he had like nice shoulders.
Look at the shoulders.
Yeah. If you turn the lights off, like that's fine.
It
You
sounds
see
like
a
my
silhouette.
cousin. My cousin goes, "I'm a dime from the back with clothes on."
Oh my god.
No, so I think so. Okay, I got you. You're right. So I wasn't attracted to their face, but he had such a good smile. Right, he had
Got
like
it.
really, really nice teeth, and I'm a teeth person.
Yeah.
I can't stand no jacked up teeth. I just can't do it. I can't. I associate bad teeth with like bad hygiene,
That's fair.
and so I can't.
Yeah, you have a mouth thing anyway.
I have a mouth thing. So like he had really nice teeth and like a super cute smile.
Mm-hmm.
But like he himself personally
Anything outside
specifically
trash.
and he could sing.
Okay.
So like that made up for
Yeah.
because you know how I feel about like people singing and like singing in general.
Yes.
So the answer is yes.
Okay.
But there were other things that like allowed me to overlook that part, right? Like he can't be, you know, it was different if he was just like looking at me with like out smile. Leave me alone.
Trying so hard to get that out with a straight face.
But, you know, it would make up for it if he would like smile at me. Leave me alone. You got me crying over here.
That's so fucked up.
It is, isn't it? Is
When
that
his
mean?
mouth was
Is that-
closed. God damn. But let him
But
smile
he
like
slapped his
shit.
smile like, hey, boo. Do it. Okay, your turn.
I don't think I can top
You
that.
got me sweating.
Oh
Wait
my
a
God.
minute.
Have you ever slept with a partner that you found unattractive?
Yeah.
Physically?
Yeah, physically.
Yeah, most of the time it's a Wait, let me finish. I cannot pee.
Oh,
Wait, you did not let me finish my
I
sentence.
did it. That's, you know what? That would, I mean, Profezy, when we edit this episode, this part right here specifically gotta be
Ocean.
Gotta be a short, because it's like, have you ever slept with someone that you found unattractive? Yeah, most of the time.
people-
Stop it right there. Stop. We need creative editing for that part. Stop it right there. Don't add no more.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay, let me
so-
let you finish. Because this shit got juicy.
So most of the time when it comes to height,
Okay.
I find somebody that's my height or just barely taller than me to be unattractive.
Okay. I got you. Not them being a dud.
No, not that, because there's almost always something else that I find physically attractive, but like I don't get to feel small. Ew.
Bless you, my guy. Oh. Your mama.
I don't get to feel small a lot, so it's all based in that.
Okay. I got you.
I have had like small niggas that can like toss me around, which is nice, but
Fun.
it's not the
Is
same.
that why the height for you? Is that why you like prefer, you know, taller guys like that? So that you want to feel small, you want to feel like he can like handle you in a sense. And,
Yeah,
you know,
and
the
I
weight
also don't
requirement
feel
too?
like a large well when I'm writing. Dick.
Wait.
Cause you know I got a lot of ass, so if you're my height or smaller, it's just too much going on.
So you feel big.
I feel large and in charge, like completely.
They be liking that though. I
Yeah, I
think.
know.
Yeah,
I know.
They be. So you want to feel like just like a little petite little
Yeah,
French fry.
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell, tink tink, whole little tink tink. I got you. Fair. Okay, that makes sense to me. And I guess, you know, being like shorter, it doesn't. I don't have that issue.
No, because everybody's
Yeah.
taller than you. I don't know why you don't like your
That is not true.
You don't like your truth.
That is not true. So emotionally, right?
Emotional distance.
So emotional compatibility. So some of the things that we have, and like keep in mind, y'all, when we what we've been doing lately for like a lot of our episodes is we don't just want, you know, our own opinion. We ask people, right? We ask different people like, what do you think about this? And so that we could kind of get a lot of different like points of view. And I think it's more helpful that
Yeah.
way. So we asked people, and we kind of talked about this part. And when we talking about emotional compatibility with people, we're talking trust, honesty. It's back to communication always, right? And being able to, one of the things that you said, which I really resonated with, was like having empathy
Yeah.
for each other. Can you speak on that a little bit more?
I think empathy is probably one of the biggest aspects in healthy communication. The ability to understand somebody's point of view without it like disregarding yours, and being able
gotcha.
to provide compassion in really heated and difficult arguments is a difficult thing to do. But I
So
feel
hard.
but I feel like that's what the basis of empathy in a relationship is, and it particularly shows up in communication and like conflict resolution.
Yeah, I love that. Empathy is like being able to understand where the other person is coming from.
Yeah.
So, in case you guys weren't like sure about that. But the communication aspect, when it comes to being able to like handle your own emotions, or an inability to. So, understanding how you deal with like conflict, understanding how you deal with being like fucking angry. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like, one of the things that when I work with couples, we talk a lot about being able to what not to do when when communicating, and it's like like stonewalling is one of them.
Explain what stonewalling
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So either like completely shutting down, mostly like complete. I do it in the context of like completely shutting down, or like shutting the other person off, right? So
Silent treatment is probably
yeah,
one of the best
yeah.
examples.
So whenever you're angry, some people do that, right? And it's usually a defense mechanism, or some type of so where they don't hurt, like mistakenly say the wrong thing and like hurt the other person. But one of the ways that you can like get your space that you obviously need, is saying to your partner, "Hey, like I cannot talk about this right now. I need a minute, right? I need 20 minutes or whatever it is, so that I can process, so that I can, kind of collect my thoughts. But I do want to continue this conversation. So not only are you getting the space that you need, but you're not leaving the other person in the dark to like attack, right? Like come at you, like, oh, you wanna, we're talking about this now, right? So you're advocating for yourself and giving getting the space that you need, but you're also letting the other person know, like, no, we're going to handle this, we're going to resolve this, but we cannot do it right now because I might say some shit and you're gonna be pissed, right? Like, so when it comes to like being able to communicate, it's on like an emotional level, like it's so important and it's so
Yeah.
good and healthy and things like that with compatibility.
Yeah, emotional intelligence is really important to at least me.
Yeah.
When I think about like being compatible with a partner.
I agree. Have you dated many people who weren't like emotionally intelligent in your adult life?
Yes, unfortunately. I have, but shadow work makes you realize the areas that
I love shadow work.
I love shadow work. It made me realize the areas that I had deficits in as well.
Really quickly, can you tell the people what shadow work is?
Oh, so shadow work is pretty much like work that. Not me about to be like, it's inner child work.
It's similar though.
It is very
It's
similar to inner child work.
Being able to heal your inner child.
Yeah.
And like the you that you needed someone to show up for, but they couldn't. Nobody was able to show up for that person. So you do it now.
Yeah. And with shadow work, it's learning about the things that maybe trigger you and cause emotional distress and dysregulation.
Damn it.
And being able to like acknowledge that. And a lot of shadow work doesn't get done unless you're in some type of close interpersonal relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it brings up shit that you didn't even know was
So
there.
much shit.
Yeah. So through that, like I can own up to the fact that I have learned a lot about like my level of emotional intelligence in the areas that I need to grow in. And
Did you think pre-shadow work, did you think that you were far more emotionally intelligent than you were?
No.
Okay.
But I did think I was more than I actually was. It wasn't like a dramatic difference, but I gave myself more credit than I deserved in some areas.
Gotcha. That's fair. So many people do, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's easy to. I mean, like I'm a vibe.
right? And I'm that shit. I am that shit. Shittiana, if you will. No. So how important for you is like emotional compatibility? And I know we haven't talked about the other ones just yet in like detail, but if you had to really quickly, if you had to like rank them in order of, tier, right? Most to like least important. So we got physical, sexual, emotional, romantic, and intellectual. What would be like
My top
most important? Yeah.
emotional.
Gotcha. What would be your least important?
Romantic.
Romantic? Oh, interesting. Okay. Fair. And that segues us into Romantic
I
compatibility.
hated that.
Why? And I love this one though, because I think this is one that gets lost in monogamous relationships the longer you've been together.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
All
I
my
want,
couples are dealing with
I
this
want
right now.
Profizi to like kind of talk on this too. So when we say romantic compatibility, we're talking about like dating, we're talking about evolving the relationship, like the love languages, relationship style. But when we say the love languages, and we had this talk with our clinical director the other day, but when we say love languages, the importance of love languages is, yes, of course, you need to know how you want to be loved and like your language. But when you're in a relationship, you need to know how to talk to that person in their language, because it's about helping that other person feel loved, right?
Yeah.
Feel wanted.
You have to
and
love
help
people in the love
in the
language
language that they
have,
speak, right?
yeah.
In the language that they have. And she did like such a good example of that with the money thing. Do you remember it?
Yeah, it was something along the lines of you're going on a trip, you go to Europe and you bring your US dollars to Europe and you try to pay for some shit and they're like, what the fuck? Like, we're not taking this. But it's still money, it's still valid, but it's not the same currency that they accept.
Exactly.
So in order for it to be compatible, you have to love somebody in the language that they have.
Exactly. So if if yours is, giving gifts, but your partner's is like quality time, you can give your partner as much gifts, right, as
Ain't
you
gonna be
want to,
shit.
but it's not gonna have the same effect. They'll probably be appreciative of it, but it's not the same effect as you actually spending quality time on them. Save your money and like save your money.
Go on trips.
Like I was
That's
gonna
like
say,
giving
and
gift
pay
to
for a
yourself,
trip so that you
and
guys
that's
can
quality
spend time together,
Yeah.
right? So it's like that. So, and I like this one though because like especially the dating, right? When it comes to like those monogamous, committed relationships, it doesn't have to be monogamous, but like I'll just say like long term,
committed
relationships, right? Sometimes like the dating aspect goes, like, you forget to date like your partner, your spouse, or whatever, and you don't realize how much like that affects the way that things work.
Yeah, it really impacts intimacy.
It does.
Yeah, because I remember back when like you and Boo didn't have a chance to date because of life shit. Y'all were at each other's
We were
throats.
like literally about to like throw down. You hear me?
Everything was
Burn
a
the
problem.
whole house down.
Yeah, everything
my
was
guy.
a problem, and it's because y'all couldn't get time for just
That
you
time and him.
and to focus on y'all. It was everything was about the kids. Everything was about
the
surviving.
kids.
So
Yep. So that shit is so important, and it literally impacts things. It's like, actually, I don't like you, and like, get out of my face. When it's not true, I really need to be in your face more, but just your face, not our kids' face.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this, Profizi, when it comes to like romantic compatibility and just that whole aspect of what we just talked about? Like, how is that part important to you in like your relationship, or like how does that look?
Never even really thought about it. Never really even considered it. Because like how you and Booski was, whatever, y'all just kind of like going back and forth. Just kind of like, everything was all focused on the kids, right? Focused on making sure that the kids are all right, making sure that we had a sustainable lifestyle, make sure that we were actually able to hustle. Yeah, there were a lot of things that got in the way of it. And I always go back to 2016.
Summer. It was a great summer.
Why was it a great summer?
Just all
Just a
of
lot
it
of stuff.
It just was a great summer.
Well, yeah, 2016 was the year, or the summer where everything just kind of collapsed. Because we were in the process of making. I was in the process out prior to this. I was filming and just going hard, just doing all kind of stuff and everything like that, and I lost sight of family life.
Gotcha.
And in 2016 is when everything changed. That's when it all came to a head, because I would oftentimes be gone for hours on end, shooting another film, collaborating with somebody else and trying to make sure that, we got, just to put my name out there. And, had the love languages came out at that time, then I probably would have been a little bit more cognizant of how she felt and more aware of how she felt as far as like compatibility and stuff like that. And just realizing the things that made her tick, or the things that made her smile. Yeah. Because I lost sight of that. I lost sight of making her smile and stuff like that. And so I had to kind of get back into it and reintroduce myself to her. And I mean, it's been good. I mean, we often still have our bumps and bruises or whatever, but overall, my love language is acts of service, and so I try to do things to help her and to help other people and stuff like that. But her love language, I think, is the gift one. I don't,
Got you. Receiving
Receiving
gifts.
gifts.
yeah, and it's not even like monetary gifts or whatever. It's just more or less gestures,
Got
like
you.
small gestures and stuff like that. And so once I did the love languages test, like maybe about 6 months ago, that's when I started implementing those things, and that's when she began to see a change in me because I started to be more focused on her,
Yeah.
and focused on the things that she was compatible or that she is. So I don't know if that answered your question.
No,
or
it,
not,
it
but-
definitely
Yeah.
did. Let me ask you this though, Ari. Does it look the same or does it look different in the context of like non-monogamy?
No, it's the same because people still love languages isn't just about romantic love. There's love languages for kids, and
yes.
there's love languages for like parents and things like that. So it looks the exact same because at the end of the day, the basis of monogamy is commitment. So if you're in a committed long-term relationship, even if you are non-monogamous, that commitment's still going to be there. And in order to sustain a healthy relationship, ideally you have love involved. So being able to love your partner or multiple partners in their language is important.
Gotcha. Okay. So the next one we have is before we even go to the next one, which is intellectual, but one of the things that we said was like relationship style, right? And like knowing what this could look like in the context of whatever type of relationship that you have, but it can help you and like not only you but like your partners, so that you can, I guess, like know where you stand,
Yeah,
right? With
it's
them.
important.
And like
Because that's a huge part of compatibility is
understanding and
your
like,
relationship style. And if you don't have compatible relationship styles, like, excuse me, y'all. For instance, somebody that is monogamous and then they're dating somebody that's non-monogamous, there's still ways to find agreements within the relationship if they decide to do that.
Yeah.
So just having an understanding of what your relationship style is and what you value in your commitment and things like that, I feel are really important to understanding how to achieve a compatible relationship.
Yeah. And the moral of that story though is like to, especially when it comes to relationship styles, is to be honest with yours, right? Don't be around here
Yes.
deceiving people. It's
And if you-
2022, almost
If
2023.
you know you're monogamous or you know you have a certain commitment style, don't try to change it because you really like the person that you vibe with. Compatibility doesn't change unless
Yeah.
a person grows in a certain way. So it takes conscious effort. It's not going to be, if we just stay together for a long amount of time, all of a sudden we're going to be on the same commitment and relationship style. Like
It
that's
don't
not
work that way,
how
y'all.
it works. It's
Tell
not
people the
magic.
truth, okay?
Yeah, and like both partners deserve that. Both individuals, however many, deserve to have that honesty and transparency
do.
because that's what part of
People
emotional
deserve
connection
the opportunity
is.
to make an informed decision.
Yes,
on, like,
even about their dating life.
right, on whether or not they want to continue a relationship with you, especially if your commitment style isn't the same as theirs. Like
Yep.
they get to say no.
They're allowed
right?
to.
Like they
And it can be hurtful, but
it
that's
can
still
be.
their choice they made for themselves.
don't take people's choices away, you guys. So if you know that you're serial non-committed and you know your girl is like hard up traditional monogamy, she's like, I'm getting married, we
I'm
till
only-
death. Like we're till death. Listen. And like
DEF.
not like I know, right? Not like the death, like, oh, you coded in the house. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Like,
nigga, grave. Cremation.
listen, we're getting married on top of each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that kind. If you know that, come on, man.
Don't
Like,
expect them to change.
right. Tell
And
them
it's
the truth.
Yeah, and it's unfair to the both of you.
Both
to,
of you.
And it's deceitful.
Both of 'em.
Both of them. Boof. Yeah.
I love
it's
it.
super it's super deceitful and unnecessary.
Yeah. So tell the truth. Y'all too
Because
old.
there's plenty of people out here with your type of commitment style.
There is.
And your type of
I-
relationship
that's,
style.
and I think that's why we
8 billion,
do
nigga.
this, right? Like we do.
8 Bill Leon.
A Billy.
Ew.
We do this because stuff like this deserves to be talked about.
Yeah,
Right?
too many people get hurt unnecessarily by
Unnecessarily.
people just taking away their choice and their autonomy and agency in relationships.
Right.
Because that's all it comes down to. If you knowingly enter in some type of interpersonal relationship and have a good understanding. And have a good understanding of the fact that there are different views on a very fundamental deal breaker aspect of that relationship, but you make the conscious decision to withhold that information. It's deceitful and it's not necessary, because at the end of the day, that's going to destroy trust within the relationship when it's either discovered or disclosed, and the ability to be compatible at that will be shattered.
Done.
So everybody deserves to make a decision about what they feel is best for them at that time of their life, and it's not a personal decision.
No, it's not. Good for you.
Thanks.
Mic drop, bitches. Mic drop.
Michael drop.
You heard it here first, folks. Okay, so on to intellectual compatibility, and I love this one. Not the allergies coming in full effect.
Full effect.
Tell me why I tried to OD her on was it Claritin or Allegra last week?
Claritin.
She goes.
She literally poured out like 7.
I was like, how many did you eat? 2, like 2 or 3? Her allergies was bad though, y'all. It's not my fault.
It's Claritin, long lasting, 24-hour medication.
Her prophylaxis was like 1. She need 1. I'm like, what? I mean, it's bad. There's like 1. It's 24 hours.
Oh my God. So y'all know if I ever
take it to the
OD, know what happened.
Listen. So intellectual compatibility.
Yeah.
Valuing each other's opinions, mutual respect, deep. Look at me. Let's get deep. Deep conversation. That is not how you look at somebody when you're trying to have a deep conversation.
This is not a deep conversation. Yes, but
Sharing
eye contact
ideas,
is important.
Insights and all of those things.
Yeah. I like those.
I love this
I really
one.
particularly am a fan of valued opinions.
Yeah.
I love hearing other people's opinions on stuff. It's very stimulating for me to just learn how people think. And even if it doesn't make sense to me, I like to think in a lot of areas I've come to the point where I can still find a general like acceptance of the disagreement.
Yeah.
So I have really enjoyed that.
I thought you were going to say something else.
What?
I don't know. I enjoyed that.
I thought I heard the door open.
I think I like this one because, especially when it comes to the value and opinions too. I like to hear how people came to their opinions. I'm always like, how'd you get there? Right? Like, how'd you get there? Like, I want them to walk me through it because I'm like trying to be on this journey with you. It's through the looking glass, my guy. Listen, hold hands down the yellow brick road. Let's see the sights and like. You know what I mean? We on the tour of your mind.
See what's going on.
Because I want to know.
Yeah.
Right? Because I ain't trying to act like I know. I'm trying to know. So it's it's so fun.
Yeah.
Right?
And you learn a lot about people when you kind of sit back and just listen to their thoughts and beliefs and opinions on things. That's when you can really understand like, oh, can I deal with this for a certain amount of time? Because there are like, I've brought up a couple of times, like deal breakers. There are certain deal breakers in all of these areas for people that you really need to have the insight to what those are.
Yeah.
So you don't waste your time in relationships and you don't waste other people's times.
Because time is too expensive, okay?
It is.
We ain't got it to waste. What about the whole deep conversations? Like how often do you like to have them?
I like for them to come authentically. I'm pretty insightful, so I feel like I end up in a lot of deep conversations unintentionally. But again, that's where the authenticity comes from, and I'm a fan of that. So I don't really have like a once a week we need to talk about.
Do you know it's funny? I think it's so funny when people are like, I like to get deep. And I'm like, oh, like really? You know, what kinds of things have like you and like your, partner talked about? Like, well, obviously I know like his fucking favorite color and he doesn't tell it, So I think it's funny because
I knew where he grew up.
Right. I knew where he grew up, things like
he
that.
Went to when he was younger.
And I think it's funny because I'm like, are there levels of deepness? And I know there are, in a sense, but like that's not what I think of when I think about
Well, how
deep.
do you conceptualize deep then?
So when I think deep, I'm talking about like your like inner thoughts and feels about like certain situations, right? I want to know like what makes
your
you
name.
tick. I want to know your name. Have you seen that? Do you know? Wait, no.
No,
wait.
I cannot. Please finish. Please finish.
Okay. But yeah, I want to know like the inner workings. I want to know like what's going on. What why are you doing the thing? Why you are the way you are, right? Like what happened? Psychotherapy.
I was about to say.
Let me shut up. What I do.
You are a therapist. You don't do
trauma?
therapy. Yeah.
What have you been through? Right?
So she
Right.
wants to know your dark shit.
Deepest, darkest
Yeah.
secrets.
She wants to know
Shit
about
you
that
tell
murder
no
that
one.
you shouldn't talk about. That's what she wants to know
That
about.
murder that you did at
Yeah.
like 10, that was
Yeah.
an accident. You know what I mean?
It wasn't for real. Yeah. She wants to know about all of that. She wants to know where the body is.
Yes. All of them. Are they under the floorboards? Are they like
Literal skeletons in the closet.
buried in the backyard? Is it the cat? You know what I mean? Like what happened here? So, but things, I think stuff like that. But then also, and I guess to my point, right? There are levels of deep. So like understanding one of the funniest questions, like what's your perfect day, right? But I
love
think
that
and I
question.
love that because it allows you to see like what like motivates and like relaxes this person,
Yeah.
and like what helps them to like feel safe or feel good and things like that. So, but I love being able to, even like with intellectual though, I love being able to have a conversation about absolutely nothing and like debate. I think that's so fun. About nothing.
Like what's better, Funyuns or Doritos?
Right. And then like you talk about that, the Doritos, because they're pointy.
It's definitely the Funyuns because they're circles.
And the Doritos, because you can't really put the whole, you know what I mean? It hits the corners of your mouth, right? And
That's
and
still
they're more
relatable.
crunchy.
Then Funyuns?
Yes.
All right.
See, about nothing.
All right.
And Doritos, because they come in so many flavors.
So do Funyuns.
They come in like 2.
Okay, and the staples. Original and hot
And flaming
fries.
hot. And just say hot fries.
Does it need to be any other
Oh,
time?
shit. So yeah, intellectual STEM. I love that. I love that for compatibility. And I feel like if I can't talk to you, like what are we doing here?
Yeah,
Right? Because do I like to talk?
you do.
I like to talk. So
Yeah, you're a chatty cat.
and I want you to be able to talk. I want you to be able to like listen, but I want you to be able to like bounce ideas off of and like talk with me too, and like banter. I love banter.
I do love
That's
banter.
so fun. And I put that all in like intellectual because
Yeah,
it
that's
can be like
fair.
intellectually fun,
Yeah, a lot of banter is based in intellect.
Yeah. What about you?
Sarcasm is
Easy.
pretty important.
Sarcasm is so important.
Yeah, and dark and dry humor.
Right. And yeah.
It's the dry humor for me.
Yeah.
I love dry humor.
Too. I really do. That's why Bob's Burgers is my fucking favorite in the world.
I just watched one. I just started watching it over. I never got through the second season, but I started over
second
on the first
season?
season. I know.
You know how many seasons there are?
There's so many. I'm excited because I can put it on in the background, But I just saw the one where Bob shitted his pants at Capoeira.
Yes. It's very good.
And he went back to fight that dude because he didn't want to give Tina a fucking yellow thing. Fuck. The fuck? I mean, anyway, so sexual
The last compatibility
Yeah.
section.
Where we at?
So sexual, we have sexual chemistry, curiosity, knowledge, responsiveness to criticism, and just like ability to have conversations surrounding sex. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah,
So-
that's my second one. You asked me earlier, like top and bottom.
I'm surprised that wouldn't be your first.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Because I know sex is really, really important to you.
That's why it's number 2. Yeah, it's not. Because a lot of my sexual attraction is based in intellect
fair.
and emotions. So
Have you ever had sex with someone where you didn't have like sexual chemistry?
nope.
Oh, fun.
Nope.
What about like a sexually rigid person?
Nope.
No. Cool.
One.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
Yeah, one.
How was that? Was it boring?
It had its moments where it was boring.
He's like, we're doing missionary, and that is all.
He really preferred it from the back, but
Gotcha.
yeah, it was pretty routine.
Not like filling out forms, bitch.
Yeah,
No,
you know, it's
yeah.
given DMV. Just
A long way and nothing to show for it, bitch.
Walk out with a piece of paper.
Roll hard and put away wet. Like,
I'm saying.
damn it.
Yeah. So one individual, that was that. But there was like still, from the start of that relationship to the end of that relationship, there was vast improvement and growth.
I gotcha.
But it's still like, I am not the baseline. I am not the norm. I know this. And still, even in the non-norm, I'm on the more normal side.
So, okay, let me question. And I don't know if y'all are thinking this too, but listen, we're going with it, okay? Thanks. Because like you're not the norm, what I guess my question is like, what happens when you like meet normies? You know what I mean? Like when it comes to sex, are you like turning them out? Are you?
I have a few. And then usually the big niggas.
You be getting them like to be, you know, at the red light twerking on the headlight.
Wait,
what you?
Red light, twerking on the headlight.
You know, like how does that look, especially when it comes, because you can have like sexual chemistry with someone, it can like not, you know, it could just not, right?
Yeah,
like, it can be bad, or you know, it can fizzle out.
So a lot of it is I meet people where they are. Mm-hmm. I meet them where they are.
Come on, the rapist.
Yeah, seriously. I meet them where they are, and then
I'm a rapist.
And then I try to get them to where I need
not
to
the
be.
Manipulation, bitch. Manipulation tactics.
It's all
Wait.
consensual.
Okay.
It's all consensual. So I meet you where you are.
Yeah.
So
and
if
you're
on
like,
4th Street.
Come on, baby, let's taste it.
Let's go to 5th.
Come on, Adam.
Let's see what
taste
7th
it.
is talking about.
Let's see what's going on over here.
Yeah, like I'm a gradually.
Yeah.
Because everybody deserves sweet and easiness into the sexual exploration. You can't just dive into that
How fun
bitch.
is that for you?
Oh my God.
I found something, guys. Oh,
doing some nasty shit.
hold on to your bootstraps, guys. We're
doing
on
some
for the
nasty shit
ride.
to a guy, and then them being like, "So what was that? You ain't never done nothing like that before." That's how you like that. That's just a little bit.
In your mind, you like, I know you was kind of
Got your ass. You bitch. His soul. It's really fun. It's really fun. And I like, especially if like it's just a partner that I have a really good relationship with. We'll stop sleeping together.
Connection.
Yeah. And then like later down the line, I've had people being like, yes, you remember that one thing you taught
No way.
me? Yeah. So it's like a part of my
repertoire.
I have to have it now.
Yeah.
Listen, not me creating
And
fetishes.
they're not doing it by like they're not. You're not the one for me. We're no longer compatible. Sorry, not sorry. Girl, bye.
Yeah. So it's really enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
That's what I feel I was put on this earth for.
Yeah, to turn niggas out.
Period. The Lord himself knows it, God damn it.
Oh, shit.
Himself.
Oh, my goodness. Jesus.
She
Goodness
self and they
gracious.
self.
They self, them self, himself. All the self.
They know.
Act like, you know.
I take my job
Like,
very
you know.
serious.
Agreed.
Okay?
Have y'all...
I'm going to school. That's how serious I take this job.
Listen, have y'all ever turned anybody out? You think they turn somebody out?
I like to hope at least one person has.
Let
in their
us
life.
know. Look, let us know in the comments below if you turn anybody out before. Let us know the story. If you don't want to stick it on YouTube in the comments,
Please
send
stick
us
it
an
on
email.
Patreon.
You know what I mean?
Patreon.
Oh, Patreon at
The BS Baddies.
yeah. You can find us there, or you can send us an email to let us know the story. That shit would be bomb. We can read it here anonymously if you want people to know. Like, our email
That would be
is
hot.
the bsbaddies@gmail.com. Let us know your stories about like turning somebody out, or if somebody that turns you out. So okay. So one of the questions that I think is, like all encompassing of the episode is like, can you improve compatibility?
Oh, you can improve in everything in life if you
come on.
choose to.
Come on, growth. Growth mindset.
Yeah. Nothing is like fixated.
Yeah.
If you choose to grow, you will. So if having certain types of compatibilities, or if like you really value a person and they meet one of your big three, you can work on the other two if you so choose to, if you want to have that conversation with that individual.
Yeah.
And not only if you have the conversation, if they can receive the information from that and also decide it's something that they want to do.
They got to be open to the change.
Yeah, you both have to be on the same page in order to become compatible in all the areas, because it's
Fair.
going to be about compromise.
That's fair. That's true. Meeting in the middle, finding that common ground, and like you're right, working together to like kind of build the compatibility bubble thing that you want. You know what I mean? Don't be out here trying to think people, like she gonna change for me or he gonna change for me, right?
No.
Like you have to it's another thing, giving people the information so that they can make
It's
a
all about
really
a
informed,
decision.
really good informed decision about what they want to do, because they might not want to change for you.
Yeah, everything in
And it's
relationships
okay.
is a choice. Like I think that's something really important to understand, is that you choose to get in relationships. You choose to stay in relationships. You
do.
choose to stay monogamous in relationships. And like all of these things are choices,
Yep,
and
you
choosing
choose
to be
to
compatible
cheat
with
in
somebody.
monogamous
Yeah.
relationships.
You choose to be to experience, do infidelity, whatever.
Yeah.
But like all of those different things are choices, and it's important to understand that if you choose to work on something to be compatible with somebody that you really value in your life, more often than not, it will work.
Yeah.
It will work out. But it's going to take both individuals compromising and putting themselves in uncomfortable situations and being emotionally vulnerable, because it's learning things about yourself. This is the shadow work that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So
And because that uncomfortability is where growth happens.
yeah, always and forever.
I love that. So this is the one I'm super excited about. This question I'm super excited about. So deal breakers for like each compatibility section. This is so fun. So for you, when it comes to like physical compatibility, what's a deal breaker for you?
I will not be 5'8" and below. I can't do it.
That's fair. That's fair. That's super fair.
I can't do it.
I think for me, I would say maybe like just completely unattractive, right? Like not even a thing I can look at and be like,
Not a mouth.
not even a mouth,
Not a tooth.
right? Not
Got
a
it.
tooth, like not.
Yes.
And something I can just look at them and just like be dry. It's not happening for me, right?
Yeah. All right, got it.
For me, would be before we continue with the other ones, one of the things that we talked about this was like the size, height, and weight differences. And I think we were talking about like dating someone either like significantly bigger than you or significantly like smaller than you, or taller and stuff like that. Like what's your experience with that, or like what's your thoughts on that?
I think
And
if
like
it
as it
works for you,
relates to
it's
compatibility.
fine. Like it's all about the choice. If it works for you, that's fine. There's plenty of people where stereotypically the
I got an
female,
uncle who loves big girls, and he ain't no bigger than my finger.
but yeah, so like
He
it's all.
Listen.
You trying to swim up in them rolls. He like going to the bakery.
If you ain't 300, he
Yeah.
he don't want it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And listen,
Warm. Yeah.
and
Cozy.
he's like
Yeah.
my height and like
Snuggle up in there. I hear you.
so yeah. I always think that's fun though. Like when I see that, and it makes me smile, and I'm always like, huh, like, huh, I wonder what your preferences, things like that. What about like emotional compatibility deal breaker?
Probably lack of empathy.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like if you can't, that's just one of my biggest things. Like if you do not have the ability to be compassionate when angry or express empathy when somebody's being vulnerable, then I can't be.
Yeah.
I will never feel emotionally safe with an individual like that.
I got that. I was gonna say like untrustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like just not. If I cannot trust you, I did with my feelings, right?
Yeah, I
and like the
can't trust
things
you
that
with
then I
anything else.
can't. Like I just
yeah,
can't.
I can't trust you with anything
And
else.
it's a no from me, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know. What about romantic? I mean, I know it's your number last, but like,
probably evolving the relationship. Like if they're not willing to evolve the relationship to like the place and space and people we are.
ooh, that's a good one.
I think that would be a deal breaker too.
That's so good because when it comes to evolving the relationship, like, and hear me well. Especially if it's like a long-term relationship and you guys have been together 10 years, you cannot expect you or your partners to be the same person that you were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have to, right? If you're in the same place, in the same mindset, thinking and
actually
saying the
concerning.
same things
Yeah.
that you were like 10 years prior, then there is something like fundamentally wrong here. Right? And so just like you want to grow, like you have to, you have to accept that from your partner. Sometimes that means like you guys are going to grow apart, right? But there's ways that you can like bring it back, right? If you both are like, committed enough to do that, right? If you're on the same page and you're, you're focused on like the same goals and the same things, like then it can work. But if you can't like accept evolving and you can't accept that you guys are going to grow and like be a different person, like you're completely different. Your freaking skin is gonna, you know what I mean? Like your skin cells, change. What is that? Like every 7 years, like your skin cells regenerate. Like you're literally a whole different person. So to expect that you're gonna be the same is just completely unrealistic.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So that's probably my deal breaker. What's yours?
The same. You gotta, you gotta grow. But I have two, like the dating thing, because I've been through
You've been there.
right? And like, so I know like what's important. Now you asked me like 10 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, nah, that's fine, right? But like now I know the importance of it for my relationship.
Yeah.
And like just what it does for like my psyche and like our connection and intimacy. So I would say that if you're not willing to like long term date me, even if we've been married 875 years,
Because you are.
then like this isn't gonna like do anything. It's a no for me, and you can check out. Actually, give me your playbook. What about romantic deal breaker?
No, you mean intellectual.
I'm sorry, intellectual deal breakers.
I think mutual respect.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, mutual
Speak on it.
respect is not able to be had, then like a lot of the other things will break down too.
Speak on
Emotional compatibility, potentially romantic compatibility,
Yeah.
definitely sexual compatibility if there's not that mutual respect there.
Speak on it. I love that. That's true. That's mine too. Stop stealing my shit.
Okay, you go first then. Sexual.
Wait, so for oh my God, you just like, you're so good. You're so good. Did you know this? If you've gotten this far, comment below and just write, "You're so good." Okay, thanks. Anyway,
Positive affirmation.
right? Sexual would. Oh, what's that? What would I say?
Deal breaker.
My deal breaker would be probably response to like communication and criticisms.
Yeah, I would say that one and probably chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need my pussy to jump when I like get around you.
Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers and that
I
pack
was
is
like,
full
what?
of.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So this episode, we hope that you guys were able to kind of like broaden your understanding about what the compatibility spectrum is.
'Cause it is a spectrum.
Everything in life is a spectrum if we're real. We hope to open your minds about different aspects of what goes into attraction so you can have a better understanding of yourself and the types of individuals you're attracted to.
You got it.
And also just to understand that you don't have to be compatible in all spheres, but to figure out your big three and be able to communicate those so you can have a successful dating career.
Come on, career. Anything we want to add to that?
No, y'all are bomb. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Listen, make sure you check us out on all platforms at
The BS Baddies.
Listen, make sure you rate us on everywhere you're listening to us. Check us out on Patreon, man. Look, we got some Patreon exclusives. I know y'all want to see what that's about. All you gotta do is check. We got some little extra episodes on there. But you won't know if you don't if you don't hit us up on Patreon. And we'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.